Hello, I'm Terry David Mulligan, and this is Mulligan Stew, the podcast, music, film, food, and wine. This week, music. It's festival season. Wherever you happen to be listening, doesn't matter where you are, there are festivals all around you. I'm on Vancouver Island, and one of the festivals that catches my eye and ear every time the lineup is announced is the Vancouver Island Music Festival, July 12, 13, and 14 in Courtney, Comox, northern Vancouver Island. Here's what they have going for them at Vancouver Island Music Festival. The artistic director is Doug Cox. He is a performer, writer, wicked good player. As a producer, he's always on stage or backstage with other artists during the course of the year when he has his career ongoing. And he extends an invitation, hands them a card and says, we have an incredible music festival. Would you come in and play for us and talk to the people? And so you see people like last year, Ry Cooder up there. His son was there as well, Joaquin. Let me just give you an idea. Colin James, Tom Cochrane and Red Rider, Asleep at the Wheel, Robin Ford, the Hamiltons, Danny Kochmar, Waddy Wachtel and Friends, Lost Tex Maniacs and the Lone Star Amigos, a band that also includes one of my favorite people of all time, Augie Meyer, who, of course, was the keyboard, played that Farfisa organ for Sir Douglas Quintet, Doug Sahm, Bob Dylan. The Muscle Shoals All-Stars with special guests, Ira Schmeithen, Bobby Rush, blues legend Bobby Rush, Funky Donny Fritz, Amos Garrett and Julian Kerr, Amjad Ali Khan, Catherine McClellan, Sue Medley, Madeline Roger. With the Muscle Shoals All-Stars, Billy Swan and Buzz Cason, Rick Trevino, Tommy Talton, the West Side Horns with the Lost Tex Maniacs, Tim Williams. Oh, it just goes on and on and on, my friends. Here's how it all came together. A conversation with Doug Cox, Artistic Director, Vancouver Island Music Festival. We have come back to one of our favorite haunts in Courtney. It's Nikai Ramanya. But we're meeting here at table number 3 with Doug Cox, the Artistic Director of the Vancouver Island Music Festival, year 25, Friday, July the 12th. Saturday, July the 13th, and Sunday, July the 14th. We'll give you the rundown on the performers that are coming, which is very impressive. But what did we learn, Douglas, from the first 24 years that you're applying to year 25?
Oh, boy. Don't think you ever know anything about anything, I guess.
And be ready for almost anything.
Yeah, I mean, for a few years there, I kind of thought I knew what was going on with the music business, but I realized more and more that I have no idea anymore what's going on.
What advantage does it give you? Thank you. What advantage does it give you that you are involved in the music business? It's your work. It's what you do.
Well, it gives me a huge advantage as an artistic director because I know a bunch of musicians through my other work as a producer and a musician. So I look for artists that aren't necessarily on this circuit, and I am able to put together shows that are only going to happen at our festivals. So that's
is it a year-long search for you? Is your antenna always up?
Oh yeah, it's more than a year. Some things take 2 or 3 years to make happen for sure. So
for those people who haven't been here, have only heard about it, tell them exactly where Courtney is. We know where it is, of course. And where your festival site is.
Well, Courtney's on Vancouver Island. It's about an hour north of Nanaimo for people that know the island, and all 3 hours north of Victoria. Our festival site is right in Courtney on a beautiful river-surrounded fairgrounds, and we have 7 stages on site. That's where we are.
What is it when it's not a site?
It's mostly used for the Therapeutic Riding Society, so there's horses on the site that are used for handicapped folks more than anything, and it's just a lovely walking place, and it's mostly used for those 2 things.
3 main stages or 2?
That's hard to answer. There's one concert bowl that runs as our main stage at night, but we run 3 stages at night now. The other 2 are way smaller stages.
And some are in the woods.
Yes, absolutely. They all kind of have their own site, which is a pretty cool thing. So
And
as you go from stage to stage, you kind of feel like you're in a different place every time.
Do those smaller stages, do they do the workshops?
They do. We have one stage that's just instructional and for interviews. We have one that's for singer-songwriters. We have two that are for up to 18 musicians at a time with 2 drum kits and 2 bass rigs.
What's in the barn?
The barn is one of those sort of cluster stages where we'll have up to 18 musicians at a time on stage. And it runs during the day mostly, and that's where the huge jam sessions happen.
There's camping?
There's camping. Yeah, we have about 4,000 campers that come to the festival every year.
They're professional campers.
They are.
They know what you do.
They have moved from trailers, or from tents to trailers, we've noticed in the last few years.
And you have an impressive food court.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we have, I'm not sure how many food vendors we have, probably about 20. And a lot of folks come and just spend the whole weekend with us. So, yeah.
Doug Cox, Artistic Director, Vancouver Island Music Festival, and Mulligan Stew, the podcast. What's it cost, by the way?
It depends when you get your tickets. Right now, I think they're about $160 for a weekend pass, and that goes up to about $200. There will be day passes available on May the 13th, but they're very limited. We try and sell as many weekend passes as we can, so that dictates the day passes.
He is Doug Cox, Artistic Director, Vancouver Island Music Festival. What happens on the Friday?
Well, Friday, the festival opens at about 3 in the afternoon, and we run, usually run 2 stages, but most of it's our main stage concert. Friday evening, we start with Namgar, who are a pop band from Inner Mongolia.
Of course.
And then we have a wonderful singer-songwriter named Irish Myfin, who's kind of been stolen all the show at all the festivals. She was our top seller last year. Then one of the shows I'm really excited about, which has been put together exclusively for our festival, and that's Los Tex Maniacs and Friends, featuring Tishina Hosa, Augie Myers from the Sir Douglas Quintet. Well, Los Tex Maniacs
They've been there before.
They have. Well, they're one of our favorite bands now. So, and they put together special shows for us now. So they were nominated for a Grammy last year, and they're the best Tex-Mex band on the planet. Their main guy Max Baca used to be in the Texas Tornadoes and played with Flaco Jimenez since he was a little boy.
But I mean, Augie Meyer was Sir Douglas Quintet.
That's right. Yeah.
He's toured with Dylan.
Yeah. He's one of the most sought-after studio players in the world, really, and that's our main theme this year. Is we've got a whole bunch of killer studio musicians coming, and they're calling their guests the Lone Star Amigos. So it's those Tex Maniacs with the Lone Star Amigos. But we've got Tishina Hosa, Augie Myers, Rick Trevino, who is in the Latin American world, he's a superstar, and the West Side Horns, who have never been to Canada before.
And the Horns are the guys that do that Tex-Mex.
Yeah, they are the San Antonio horn section that played on all the legendary records out of San Antonio.
Bobby Rush.
Bobby Rush is
the
coming.
Man.
Yes, he's coming with his full band, including his 2 dancers who surround him, and he's doing a full band set, and he's also doing a solo set. And if you've never seen him solo, it's like watching Lightning Hopkins. He's amazing solo as well.
How old is he now?
I think he's in his 80s.
He's been doing this a long time.
Yeah, and he's a dear man. I know you've met him before. He's the real deal.
And who closes Friday?
Closing the festival on Friday night is Colin James. And Colin, believe it or not, has only played our festival once, and that was as a guest of Bonnie Raitt. He just dropped in and played with her. So it's about time we've had him, and he's going to stick around and do workshops all weekend too, which is pretty cool.
That's very cool. All right, Saturday, July the 13th, the Evening Concert Bowl. Take us through.
We've got Ahmed Ali Khan coming with his 2 sons, and he's an Indian sarod player, and both of his sons play sarod as well. He's recognized as kind of one of the absolute masters of Indian music. Then we have from New Orleans, Chawa, which is a 7-piece New Orleans marching band, features 2 of the Indians from New Orleans. You're allowed to use that word with New Orleans people. And if you've seen Treme, it's one of the sons of one of the main tribal leaders of New Orleans is in this band. Then we have the Muscle Shoals All-Stars, which is another show put together exclusively for our festival. 14-piece band, including David Hood, the legendary bass player who played on everything from Aretha to Bob Seger to I'll Take You There by the Staple Singers. Three lead singers, including oh dear, I've forgotten his name, but he's the lead singer for Jeff Beck's band as well. And he was the lead singer for Wet Willie. Two female singers, the Muscle Shoals Horns, who will be jamming with the West Side Horns, and their special guests. And their special guests are Tommy Talton from the band Cowboy. Used to play with Dwayne Allman and all those guys. Funky Donnie Fritz, Billy Swan, who wrote the song I Can Help, and Buzz Casson, who did everything from singing on Elvis's records to being the voice of Alvin and the Chipmunks. And they're all coming to be guests.
Who are the last two acts on Saturday night?
On Saturday night, the second to last act is Tom Cochrane and Red Rider, which we're real excited about. Tom's never been to the festival. And then closing the festival is the legendary Texas swing band, Asleep at the Wheel. And I just found out that Cindy Cashdollar is going to be joining them as well. And they got so excited about all the people that are coming that they're sticking around all weekend to do workshops too.
All right, he's Doug Cox, Artistic Director of Vancouver Island Music Festival, musician, producer, local here in Courtney. And we're going to do the Sunday rundown in just a second, but I see that the doors have opened at Nikai Ramanya, and it's going to get noisy in here. I had an order in, and I see it's on the counter, so we're going to hurry through this. And they're going to be yelling my name saying your order's up here, okay? So tell us about Sunday night.
Sunday, we start off with a superstar band from Africa called BKO. It features three of the kind of highlights of African music. And then another exclusive show for our festival are these LA session gods, Danny Kortchmere, Wadi Waktal, Lee Sklar, and friends. And between them, they played on just about every record.
Read your liner notes. Go back and look at your old albums.
Absolutely, yeah.
But the thing is, they have a history, but they're as relevant today as they were 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Oh, they sure are. And every James Taylor record, Carole King, Jackson Browne, Warren Zevon, these are the guys. Waddy played in Keith Richards' Expensive Winos band. So you've heard them a million times.
All right, take us to the last three, the Hamiltons.
Okay. The Hamiltons played last year with Ry Cooder, and this year they're coming as themselves. Then we have another LA session god, Robin Ford, who's played with everybody from Joni Mitchell to Miles Davis. And closing the festival from Victoria is Adonis Puentes and his Cuban band.
Will his brother show up?
I doubt it. I'm not sure they play together that much,
okay.
But his father might be there with him.
It would be great music, you know that. Yeah. What? So we got 3 nights. July 12th, 13th, 14th, day music as well.
Yeah, we actually have about 74 acts that are playing, so you've just heard a few of them. There's 7 stages, so there's lots going on. If people go to islandmusicfest.com, they'll start to see the schedule pop up on the website as well, and there's all kinds of other stuff happening too. Lots of it deserves to be on the main stage, but we just don't have room.
Other than the camping, how's the accommodation around here? It's because it's peak tourist season.
It goes really quick. Traditionally, every hotel in the Comox Valley is full during our weekend, so it's good to book early. There's lots of Airbnbs and bed and breakfasts too, and there's other campgrounds as well. But it gets harder to get a place as we get closer to the festival.
Okay, once again, remind them of the website and tickets.
The website's islandmusicfest.com, and you can get your tickets there. You can reserve camping there. You can do just about everything there.
Thank you, Doug. I appreciate it very much.
Thanks, Terry.
Doug Cox, Artistic Director of the Vancouver Island Music Festival, musician and producer. We are at the now open, as you can tell, Nikai Ramanya in Courtney. So think about it. When you're making plans, get your tickets, make your plans to be here in Courtney for the 25th Vancouver Island Music Festival. People like Bobby Rush, Colin James, West Side Horns, the whole Lost Text Maniacs with Augie Myers, Muscle Shoals Horns, Tom Cochrane, Red Rider, Sleep at the Wheel, Danny Cooch, Wadi Waktel, Lee Sklar and Friends, Robin Ford, Hamiltons, Adonis Puentes, and Doug Cox. Many thanks to Doug Cox, Artistic Director of the Vancouver Island Music Festival. I guarantee you one thing, we will be on site at this music festival and try to do as many interviews as possible. There's a lot of stories there, a lot of stories backstage. Okay, what's coming up? An artist called Tarek, who's also a broadcaster. He's been on the coast since 2006, and he's heading back to Alberta to do a couple of dates. He's a lecturer at University of British Columbia, and what he talks about is how to write songs, and especially how to write a hit song. And he writes about it as well. So Tarek is next week. On the 25th, it's Melissa Etheridge with all of the stories behind her new album, The Medicine Show. We're working on a Keb Mo podcast. He has a brand new album called Oklahoma. And Jen Grant. There's a Jen Grant interview coming on June the 1st. Lots of stuff ahead of us. You can find all the details at mulliganstew.ca. And on that site, you'll find Mulligan Stew Podcast, Mulligan Stew Radio, and Tasting Room Radio. Have a look. By the way, we'll have an interview with Melissa Etheridge on Tasting Room Radio because she has a farm and she has a winery. And they're experimenting with infusing cannabis with wine. And she's going to give us an update on what's going on there. Thank you for listening. Have yourself a wonderful Mother's Day.